Counterpunch boxing. Okay, look, guys, I wanted to kind of do a follow-up video. About 2 or 3 days ago, I reported on the current Andre Ward Kovalev situation. Well, I've done some more research, kind of poked around, asked around, and I've got the latest comment to kind of follow up on the previous video I made, and we talked about in the other video, in case you haven't watched it, about Andre Ward entertaining the idea of retiring and kind of, going back on his contract. I mean, he signed the contract for the rematch. Now he's not happy with the deal that he would be getting in a rematch. I mean, basically, like I say, he signed it, he agreed to it. Now he's saying it's not good enough and throwing the idea of retiring up in the air. Just so you guys kind of know, I don't want to recap the whole entire video, but go down a couple of videos and you'll see it down there. So in the latest interview, once again, I'm sure any reporter that gets Andre Ward in front of a camera or a microphone, they're going to ask him about Kovalev. So in this interview, he went on to talk about the retiring, and he might retire, and who he might, choose, as he puts it, who I might pick, for my next opponent, although there is a rematch clause and he would be breaching that clause. But like I mentioned in my other video, he can every boxing contract has a shelf life, meaning some of them are 6 months, some of them are 8, some of them are 12, some are 18 months. This particular contract, I believe it is about probably a 12-month, a 1-year contract. That's pretty standard at that level of boxing, just because of the progression of things. They can't really make it longer than that because they've got to move forward with their career. So I think it is a 12-month contract, meaning he can basically wait it out on the sideline for 12 months, and he is no longer binded to that contract. So he might be doing that. So, and it kind of looks that way. So let me give you the quote real quick here. Let me find it. Okay, so right here, when the media basically asked him about retiring, and this is, like I said, the interview here is after the interview that I referred to in my other video. He says, "I don't know. They don't realize how long I've been doing this," said Ward. "I've been doing this since I was 9 years old. That's 22, 23 years. Whether I continue or not, that's still up in the air. I've got to figure some things out. It has nothing to do with Kovalev. They've got to realize I chose him." I mean, how arrogant. This is just so arrogant, it's hard to read, okay? He said, "I chose him. He didn't choose me. He didn't chase me down. I came to his weight class and knocked on his door. I think I showed him from the second round that there's nothing scary about this guy." I mean, okay, like, we all know he got dropped, right? I believe it was in round 1. So he's saying, or it was round 1, round 2. And he's saying basically from that knockdown forward, he just had it in the bag, no problem. It was just he dominated, basically. I mean, that's what the guy acts like, okay? So let me continue on. I want to make it quick. Okay, Ward said, and by the way, they asked him about, maybe like a Donna Stevenson fight, stuff like why are they even asking him about other opponents when he is binded to a rematch clause? Like, I don't understand that. So I think Stevenson made some bad choices in the last 2 years. I'm not going backwards. He had 2 years to fight Kovalev. That fight would have to make sense. It doesn't make sense to go backwards. Okay, I'm going to kind of skip down to basically the accusation. He's accusing Sergey Kovalev of, literally firing people if they say, he lost. So if anyone says that he lost in his camp, he's going around accusing Kovalev of getting rid of them or defriending them, terminating them, whatever it may be. So, I think that's pretty shady with absolutely no evidence at all, or nothing really to back up that accusation, because I've done my own checking and no one has been fired in the Kovalev camp. They haven't made any kind of changes. I mean, nothing has happened. So I don't understand why he would even make that comment. I mean, that's kind of a irresponsible thing for him to do, and I just don't understand it. So, like I said, he's just accusing Kovalev of getting rid of people that, doesn't kiss up to him and agree that he was robbed, okay? That's why he won't. Okay, so blah, blah, blah. Okay, I said if I lose, they're not going to give me the benefit of the doubt. If Kovalev loses, he's going to have a soft place land. So that's what happened. That's what's happening now. That's why he won't beat me, because he's gotten the benefit of the doubt. So that mentality he needed to have when I got back up and looked him in his eye, oh God, and said, "Come on, bring it." He didn't have it. He wasn't like this because he didn't have it. He didn't have that mentality. Me knowing they're not going to give me that benefit of the doubt, that is stupid. Doesn't make sense. Let me hang on. The bottom part is what I didn't like. But like I said, he's basically accusing Kovalev, of getting rid of people. It's bullshit. Okay, that's why he won't beat me in the future, because the right thing for him to do right now. Let me get rid of that. For him to do right now, sorry, that distracted me, damn it. The right thing for him to do right now is for him to say, I think I won, but let me go back to the drawing board and figure out what happened. So he's saying, he's lying to himself. In other words, he's just trying to comfort, or Kovalev, he's lying to himself and trying to make himself feel better about losing. Not, and this is the other part. So figure out what happened and not making excuses. Anybody around him, and I know this because I'm doing my homework, anyone in his camp that says they think he lost, he tries to get rid of them. He doesn't want to hear anything. Therefore, he's not going to get better. He's just saying that he's just lying to himself and blah, blah, blah. Okay. He brings the same guy. If he brings the same guy as his second fight, in my opinion, he's going to be worse. I have to hear it, and he doesn't have it, and he's not going to get it at 33 years old, okay, according to Andre Ward. But Andre Ward is nearly the same age, and he says he's improving every day, but apparently Kovalev can improve. But anyway, that's beside the point. This guy is, look, let me just get away from the reading here. The guy's delusional. He's going around like a fraud, and I don't like it, okay? He's acting like he just dominated Kovalev, and, and Kovalev is delusional in thinking that he won, and even accused him of, firing people and getting rid of people that disagrees with the fact that he was robbed, okay? So, like I said, I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to go into a rant. This is just an informative video. I just wanted to pass this along to you guys to give you the latest on Andre Ward and Kovalev. Like I said, right now, Kathy Duva, she from Main Events, we know Kovalev's a promoter. She's trying desperately to get this done, okay? And even directly after the fight, if you remember, Monday morning, Kathy Duva went down to their office, wherever they're located at, probably in California, not sure, and basically to enforce the contract. Okay, she was down there within 72 hours to say, let's get the deal, let's get it worked out, let's get all the details worked out, get everything ironed out, and get back in the ring. And then that's when Andre Ward started talking about he wanted more money, he wanted a better deal, although he had already agreed to the terms in a rematch. It's called I mentioned it in my other video. It's called a common security clause. Okay, every boxing contract, not every, but you can insert a common security clause, meaning if the favorite in that fight, or even the underdog wins, it can go either way. They're obligated to a rematch, but each and every contract does have a shelf life, and the other guy can simply wait it out. So that's the latest we got now. According to Andre Ward, Kovalev is just delusional, and if you don't agree with him, he's going to fire you. So what do you guys think? Leave your comment below. Like, share, subscribe. Counterpunch Boxing. We are out.